That's a great question. I just completed the IB Online Facilitator Training. And if you've taken an IB Online workshop, you've taken a Moodle course. That's the platform they use, and you'll recognize that theirs looks a lot cleaner than ours does and has some nice proprietary logos. But the level of engagement and how do you determine, or if you want to assess that in the online learning is a great question. What I found, I'm going to have just a brief anecdotal moment here. We have a student who's going to be a senior in IB next year. He's an English language learner. His home language is Chinese. His parents are just nominally proficient in English. He also has Tourette's, and he's also on the Asperger's spectrum, probably leaning very close toward autism a lot of times. So he's got a lot of challenges. What amazed me is when we put information in this platform where he's not having to worry about social interaction, where he's able to think about what he's going to say before he says it. He was able to reply to classmates in a way in this format that you never would have heard from him, or that would have been hard to understand, because he has a his speech is very difficult to understand. His classmates are wonderfully patient, but this actually facilitated his engagement with his classmates. I wish we could show the live forums, because Mark was just a new person, and when he was able to interact in this format rather than face-to-face. And some of your more sociable kids have honestly said, I'd rather talk about this than do it online. And that's why I think, at least for now in our context for this course, the blended online kind of allows both to happen. You've still got the face-to-face, you've still got that social interaction for kids who are strong in that. The kids who don't engage in that very closely are still accountable for posting, for replying. Melissa's done a great handout. I hope you'll access the course while you're here. What's the one? Making the most of online discussions. It's a great little resource, and maybe it's something that's out there elsewhere, but we talk to our students about that. So interaction is a bit like a classroom, though. Some kids interact a lot and some don't very much.
My question's got out of the way. I'll shut up.
I wanted to add a little bit to that, and then we'll call on you. I've been teaching online courses for several years now, and I find that I have the personality that I am bored to death discussing online, and I know that we have students who are bored to death doing that. But most of them, and in my experience with other online classes, most of them feel much more comfortable that way because they have a lot more time to prepare, just like Mark did. But I also want to add that because this is essentially a writing course, learning to discuss online is simply practicing the act of writing in an argumentative style. And so that, with our class participation guidelines and the checkpoints that we have, I believe that we're going to actually be more successful than having the 5 kids who dominate class discussion and the 15 kids who never talk, and you're constantly having to ask them things. Anyway, you had a comment?
I just wanted to say I did a little bit of blended with TOK this past year, and I actually had a requirement for a certain number of postings, and there was a rubric. So with TOK it works well because you can use a similar rubric to the presentation or the essay rubric. You can tell them that you're looking for counterclaims and everything else, right? And so I think we could probably come up with some kind of a rubric or a certain number of minimum posts. And I know not all of my students did the number of posts that they were supposed to do, but these kind of things, you can show statistics. And so when you're coming up with their rate of recurring time, you know how many of those posts they read and or at least clicked on, and you know how many of those posts they made.
That's a good suggestion. Thank you. Well, folks, it's lunchtime. So if you have further questions, we'll stick around a while if you want to talk to us. But otherwise, have a great lunch. Thank you for coming.